All right, William. So the thing about Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? All right. So I finished the game, right? I finally finished the game, right?
You mean part one of the game, right?
Yeah, yeah. The biggest scam. This game is a fucking scam, all right. So here, I really hate the last segment of the game because the last segment, I think, in my opinion, is probably the worst part of this entire game.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout the entire so literally the last segment is the motorcycle mini game garbage that you play in chapter 3. They make you have to go through an entire motorcycle thing that takes up like 30 minutes or some shit. That takes up 30 minutes, and if you die at any point, the game also the worst part of this motorcycle sequence, there's no checkpoint. It's broken up into like 4 segments. Like first you fight dudes on motorcycle, then you fight a robot, then you fight some more dude, and then you fight a bigger robot, right? There is no checkpoint at any point.
So wait, you can't just like finish one segment and then
so if you die at any one of the 4 segments, you restart from the beginning of the segment over again.
Oh, that's bullshit, dude.
Yeah, I got.
That's actually kind of bullshit.
Wait, did you start? Wait, hold on. Wait. Do you actually start from the beginning? Oh no, wait. Maybe I don't remember. I finished the game and I try to get that part out of it. But that time motorcycle. I really met the last segment. The game is literally the motorcycle mini game bullshit. You have to play again. I don't think actually. Hold on. I think you actually do restart from the segment. Never mind. I know what. I died at the last segment and it made me start again from that part. So I think if you die at part 2 or 3, you start from part 1. But if you die at part 4, they fortunately let you start from part 4 of the segment. So that's not bad, but okay, yeah. But also the other problem, a reason why I hate the last phase of the game, it's literally a mini boss rush, and it's the worst thing ever. So do you remember in Kingdom Hearts 1, when you fight Ansem, when you go to the door of spookiness, you go to the dark door and you fight Ansem in like 20 forms or some shit?
Yeah,
right. So first you fight Ansem.
20 fucking rooms or some shit.
Yeah. You fight Ansem, you fight the dark side, then you fight Ansem, then you fight Ansem's penis, then you fight his dragon, then you fight the inside of his penis, then you fight the outside of his dragon penis, right? So during the last segment of the game, before you fight Sephiroth, you go through all these fucking giant ass one long gameplay cutscene where you have to fight against stupid ghosts from the future, right? Oh yeah, because the story of this game is fucking garbage. I hate the last segment. Also ruins the game in my opinion. So during the last segment of the game, right, before you fight Sephiroth, you have to go fight some fucking ghosts, right? So you fight one ghost, you fight 3 ghosts, then you fight 1 ghost, then you fight 2 ghosts, then you fight 3 ghosts, then you fight a dragon, and then you fight 3 ghosts again, right? Then you fight the big ghosts. Then you fight the big ghosts, right? If you die at any of these ghostly segments, you start again from the 3 ghost battle at the beginning.
Oh god.
And then when you actually fight Sephiroth, right? If you die at Sephiroth, you know how I know this? Because I died when I first fought Sephiroth because I didn't know what I was doing. You start again from the 3 ghost fight. I was so fucking. This game has no checkpoint system. During the last video, I was so fucking annoyed. It's not even so this is not even the argument of get good, right? This is just bad gameplay design. Like I was expecting at least all the way up into Sephiroth. Once I reach Sephiroth, I would at least get a checkpoint system, right? Because as soon as you reach the penultimate boss, the actual boss, you should literally get a checkpoint. But no, if you die at the Sephiroth, they literally make you go all the way back to the fucking beginning of the whole fucking ghost boss bullshit. And you had to deal with all that bullshit again. I was so fucking told. I was like, what the fuck? This is actually fucking bad game design. I was so fucking mad at that shit.
Holy shit, man.
I was really fucking annoyed. Yeah,
sounds like a fucking roller coaster there.
It was a fucking roller coaster. And don't get me and you know what the worst part is about that whole last segment? The last segment is one big unskippable cutscene that they tried to integrate into gameplay. So throughout the game, so basically, so you know how there's an overworld menu and an in battle menu, right? Like you know what's the difference when you're in battle and when you're in the overworld, dicking around, helping to find missing children or some shit, right?
Yeah.
No, they literally treat the last segment of fighting Sephiroth as one whole battle segment. So you literally cannot skip cutscenes, skip all the mini. These are not even like QTE events you get in the game. Like in God of War when you get like stupid QTE event. No, literally in between all the ghost fights, you get like these mini cutscenes that you cannot skip. So it literally takes you way longer than you need to. So if you die, you literally have to go through all that cutscene again. I had to go through multiple times because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I was really confused. Like I was so fucking annoyed. I hate the fact that they tried to put these fucking stupid cutscenes in the middle of the game that you can't skip. I was so fucking annoyed. So you have to just sit there and watch them talk and watch Aerith die like 20 times again because you see her in the future, because that's the whole thing about this fucking game storyline. You know what the worst part about this? There's a lot of worst part about this game, right? The Sephiroth you fight isn't the Sephiroth you know. It's a Sephiroth from a different timeline. Bullshit.
What is going on with this
game?
Oh,
yeah. So I've been saying this since ever since like 2013. Nomura's a fucking joke, right? Nomura doesn't know shit. I don't know how the fuck he's still at Square Enix, but he just keeps jerking him off too much. But fucking Christ, Nomura can't write a story to save his fucking life. So basically the Sephiroth that you fight in this game is a Sephiroth from like a different timeline who wants to kill the planet. So after they defeat that Sephiroth, do you know what they say? We have to go kill the Sephiroth in our reality to prevent him from becoming that Sephiroth. I was like, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You don't know what you're Sephiroth in your reality. That's not how fucking parallel dimension theory. That's not how that shit works. I was so fucking mad when they said that shit. Like, we have to stop. So I'm like, wait, Sephiroth didn't do anything. Literally, as far as they established the Sephiroth in this timeline, he is the hero. Like, he's still the hero, because Sephiroth is always still the hero. But as far as we know, this Sephiroth is still a good person, right? Because we haven't seen the actual Sephiroth. This reality Sephiroth. But no, they're like, oh yeah, we gotta go kill Sephiroth now. We don't know. He could be good. He could be bad. He could be a baby. We gotta go kill him now, because we just met his evil self from the future who tried to kill us. I was like, wait. This is so. I was so fucking mad. Like, it makes sense if it's the Sephiroth from their timeline, from their reality, who traveled back in time to kill the world, right? That makes sense for you to go kill Sephiroth, right? But no, the Sephiroth you fight is a fucking Sephiroth from the fifth time, from like a fifth reality. From the fifth reality twice removed in the family that fucking shows up that you fight. I was like, it literally make no sense for them to go fight Sephiroth in this. They're literally just starting shit with Sephiroth for no fucking reason. It's so fucking stupid. I was like, why?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
God,
I see what you mean.
I literally okay. So the gameplay, this game has good gameplay, right? There's a lot of good gameplays, but holy fuck, this story is hot. Fucking, there's just a lot of questionable decisions that they should have done. Which I will rant more about in the next part of my Final Fantasy VII remake rant. Whenever this is all interconnected. Tune in to the next episode, the next Spoilercast, where I continue my rant.
So welcome to the Spoilercast for Charlie's Angels 2019.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. This is so. Now I can say my actual opening zinger I had for this movie. Are you ready? William, if you say anything negative about this movie, you hate woman. All right. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that.
That's the opening zinger I had for this movie.
That's where we're taking it.
Okay. Choose yours more carefully, or else you'll be labeled as a woman hater.
Jesus fuck. Dude, I don't think a lot of people would have cared for this movie too much anyway, okay? But anyway, I'll get to that later after the plot synopsis, which I'll be reading from the Wikipedia.
Yeah, I spent a whole 8-minute rant on Final Fantasy VII, so yeah, you were talking about this movie now.
Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to start right now, and... Okay. A team of angels, led by senior operative John Bosley, capture international embezzler Johnny Smith in Rio de forgive me for mispronouncing this, but Rio de Janeiro? I don't know how to pronounce that. And turn him over to American authorities. A year later, the European division of the Townsend Agency is informed that Elena Holland?
Sure.
An engineer and programmer employed by entrepreneur Alexander Brock wants to expose her superiors, namely Brock's head of development, Peter Fleming, for covering up a discovery about how an energy conservation device that she helped invent, named Callisto, has the potential to trigger fatal seizures when used. She meets with operative Edgar Bosley in Hamburg to turn over her filings, but an assassin named Hodak ambushes the meeting and subsequently kills Edgar and leaves Elena to drown. Edgar's protege, Jane Kano, rescues her and brings her to Operative Rebecca Bosley with the help of her partner, Sabrina Wilson. Meanwhile, John, who has since retired from the agency, discovers that Rebecca has tagged him with the agency's specialized subdermal implant without his knowledge. Rebecca tasks Sabrina and Jane, joined by Elena, with breaking into Brock's corporate headquarters to steal the remaining Callisto prototypes before they can be duplicated. Elena finds one of the devices but is forced to use it to escape, killing a security guard in the process while other prototypes are already gone, and Fleming is identified as a thief. Rebecca tracks him to Istanbul, where Jane utilizes one of her old intelligence contacts, Fatima, to locate Fleming. They track him to a remote rock quarry where the supposedly imprisoned Smith is revealed to be Fleming's intermediary for selling Callisto. Hodak is also present and kills Fleming before the Angels break up the sale. Rebecca suddenly disappears, allowing Smith and Hodak to escape with the prototypes. Returning to their safe house, Sabrina shares her growing belief that Rebecca is secretly working against the agency and has been manipulating them to steal Callisto for her own benefit. While the three ponder Sabrina's suspicion, the safe house is bombed. Rebecca shows up only to be shot by John, who has come to rescue Elena. Sabrina and Jane manage to survive and seek medical help from Fatima. Rebecca reappears and explains that John is the real traitor and that he has spent the last few decades secretly building his own network within the agency after he has passed over to succeed the late Charlie Townsend. John takes Elena to a party hosted by Brock and Chamonix, is how I'm assuming that's pronounced, who reveals himself as the mastermind behind the attempt to assassinate Elena, and, unbeknownst to him, John's plan to weaponize Callisto. Using Elena's colleague Langston as a hostage, John forces her to program a Callisto device to kill both Langston and herself before leaving. The Angels, having deduced his plan due to the information provided by Smith, who is later revealed to have defected to their side, show up and rescue Elena and Langston, Elena having already disabled the Callisto device. Jane exacts revenge by impaling Hodak on a spike, while Rebecca catches up with John and his men. Outnumbered, she has other Angels posing as guests subdue the men, after which Sabrina knocks out John with a punch. Brock is arrested for conspiracy, and Jane and Langston start a relationship. Elena is recruited as an Angel by the Townsend agency after passing a series of rigorous training exercises. In a mid-credits scene, Elena receives an official Angel's tattoo and congratulations from Charlie. End of synopsis.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. I have a lot to say about this movie. It's not because I hate women, all right?
Okay. You're the one who just brought that out. Okay. So I don't know what you're trying to do.
I hate Final Fantasy VII Remake, but not woman, all right?
Okay.
Right, here we go.
Sure.
That's my argument. That's my argument right now. William, I have a lot of issues with this movies, right?
No, go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and go.
All right. So here's one of my biggest problem about this movie. All these girls are the same. There is no character to any of them because they all do the exact same thing. You could literally place any girl in any other girl's position, and it is the exact same movie. Because they try to establish these girls as different characters, but they don't do anything to show the character. Like they have no character trait. Like the I don't remember the tall one, right? The tall angel. I think her name was Jade. Right? I think
Jane.
Yeah, right. So early in the movie, we clearly established her as the brawler, as the heavy hitter of the team, right? Right. So I was like, all right, cool. I was like, all right, that's her character trait. She's the tough girl, right? But then, but then when they do the mission to get the key card or whatever, they just show that she's smart. And I'm not saying she can't be smart, right? So I assume because they're spy, they go through the spy stuff of like learning about chemistry and all that stupid science bullshit, right? But the problem is, it was like, okay, but I thought like, okay, why does she have to do it, right? I get this is something she probably learned in the field, but we clearly established her character to be like the heavy brawler character. So it pretty much because they tried to establish that the new girl that joined, I actually don't remember her name.
You mean Elena?
Elena, yeah, Elena. It's like the smart pants, like the techno geek mumble jumble girl, right? So I thought it would have made more sense for her character to do something like to do the science stuff, but like no, it's like, oh no, so all right. So it pretty much make Elena's character completely invalidated about what she can do. It's like, oh, I was like, okay, like I thought her character was gonna be like, all right, she's the techno sciencey girl, but oh no, never mind. She doesn't have any unique quirk about her because Jane is also techno jumbo or whatever the fuck, right?
Oh, you're talking about when she was setting up the trap with the phosphorus.
Yeah,
Whatever,
I was
right?
like, yeah, I was really annoyed about that. I was like, it would make more sense for Elena to do so, but apparently Jane could do it. So now I was like, okay, Elena's not cool anymore, right? And the thing about Kristen Stewart's character, like, I like Kristen Stewart. I think she's really cool and everything, but her character does nothing. Because there's this little throwaway scene in the movie where when Elena gets like the glasses or whatever, and she looks up people's criminal history, whatever, and we can see from Kristen Stewart's Angel's character, Sabrina or whatever, is that she was from the streets, right? Like she got like a whole bunch of arrests before becoming an angel. Like she had trouble with the law and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But they don't use that. They don't use that in any way. I was like, there's like she doesn't have like anything. There's nothing special about her character besides like, oh hey, I'm Kristen Stewart, right? Like they don't use that character trait. Like I thought like since she's from the street, right? She does stuff unorthodox. Like she doesn't follow the angels' rules. Like it's like all right. We could do this, right? Or we could do this, right? Like something
you're talking about how they just don't use her supposed backstory as a way to drive character conflict, right?
Yeah, or to make her do anything, because as the way I saw my problem with this, like all these girls did the exact same thing, and none of them felt any different. Like you could literally put any character in another character's place in the movie, and it will be the exact same scene. Like nothing changes throughout for any of these characters, which really got me because I think. One of the things about Charlie's Angels, like I don't know much about Charlie's Angels, right? I remember watching I skim through the original 2002 movie, I think it was 2002. Right. Yeah, right. But in that movie, they had the three Charlie's Angels or 2000s, whatever. Whatever. At least they gave them character traits, so you can differentiate them, so they don't all just seem like the exact same copy and paste character, right?
Right. Yeah, there would be like the smart one, there would be the brawler, as you said before, and then the rebellious one, as we had here.
Yeah, but the problem is they don't do that with these girls. It's really annoying me because if you're gonna do a team up movie, right? A movie that where you have a team, right? You need to give every member of the team something to validate on why are the team. Like here, I'm gonna use Power Rangers as an example, right?
Okay, yeah, sure.
It's the best example is because when you watch Power Rangers, you know what every Power Ranger is doing, so they're not just the Power Rangers. Like I'm gonna use the original Mighty Morphin because it's the easiest one to talk about.
Right. Because most everyone knows it anyway.
Yeah. Because when you watch Mighty, you know, like outside of them being the Rangers, right? You know what they are. Like you know, hey, you got Zach. He's the hip hop cool guy. You got Billy, the smart guy. You got Kimberly, the girl, the Valley girl. Or Jason's like he's the cool guy. And you got Trini, the Asian girl.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but at least like with like that type of team up, like you know what they do, so that they don't just seem like they're not all the same. Like you give them traits to make them stand out from one another, so they don't feel the same. Like you can't place Billy in the Black Ranger's suit and everything. You can't place Jason in the Pink Ranger suit, yada yada, right? So you give them traits to make them seem like they're different, so they all offer something. But the problem with this movie, none of these girls offered anything. They all just did the exact same thing, which is what tilted me when I was watching this movie. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my thing is, aside from like, I mean, I kind of agree with what you said. Like, well, a bit. Like the thing is, I get like they're Okay, I'm gonna see how I'm gonna bring this down, or chop it up into little pieces so it's easier to understand. There are characters, right?
Yeah.
You got Sabina, Kristen Stewart's character, who is the wild and rebellious angel. Okay. Yeah. And again, you got Elena, who is an engineer or programmer, and she created the Callisto Project. And then there's Jane, who is a former MI6 agent, who became an angel. Now, here's the thing. Now the thing is they all have they're all set into certain archetypes, but they don't, again, as you said, they don't do anything. Like I was expecting if anything, like they had this in the beginning scene when you get a team of the team of angels capturing the embezzler, right? You see Kristen Stewart's character Sabina basically being all talkative, and she's I guess very cocky, I guess is how I would say her character is. And then you got Elena, not Elena, Jane, who is very, because she was an agent, she's very straight laced and very serious about her job.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like that's a good thing that you could have done for some character conflict, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not ever done. So you don't because this is like what they're trying to show here is like these are people who are just who are new, who are just starting as a team, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like you could have had it so that they this could have been a thing. Is like, oh, they have to learn to work together, right? Which is also a little weird. Like, I don't know why they had to do the time skip right after that mission, because if you're watching the movie, they capture the embezzler, and then they capture him. He goes to jail or whatever, and then it's a year later. Well, I don't understand why the time skip was necessary, because then you could have immediately gone to Elena and to this project, and then you could have just done the movie, everything else that happened in the movie.
Yeah.
But then it would have been like you have these two fighting against each other. They had to go rescue Elena when she's bringing information on the Callisto project, and how people are just basically they saying it's weaponized, and she's just trying to stop people from actually using it as a weapon. And then you could have
by the way, the weapon subplot, the weapon plot in this movie made no fucking sense. I'm really took by that weapon plot too.
Yeah, I know it's really convoluted, the plot that we have here that they gave us, but that's the thing. It's like then you have her who is suddenly brought into who has to be brought into protection because people were trying to kill her, Elena. And then you could have had it so that then they have to kind of work together to kind of survive and just try to stop this whole plot, and it's like you don't get and you could have had Elena being as a mediator between the two before they start to learn to work together. I was kind of hoping for more of a dynamic between these three, but all you really get, you don't get the characters driving conflict or driving the plot forward. You just get them moving through the plot and just them reacting to it, and then just having, oh, I have a witty thing to say, or I have this to say, which is at most points is just kind of unnecessary, which is it's just there to kind of give you a laugh or whatever, to I guess to give you to breathe between all these action scenes, but then it's it feels odd. I don't know why it's here, because they had this whole conversation this is after when after they do the quote unquote twist, which was never really a twist. What was it? What was his character? John Bosley?
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart's character, right?
Yeah. It was just called Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, so you get Patrick Stewart, and then he's basically, the twist is that he's the one who is trying to get Elena killed, and getting the devices and stuff, and it's first of all, that twist is bullshit.
Yeah.
Because first of all,
there's a lot of problems, literally there's a lot of problems with the way how this movie presents itself. I'm really disappointed, right, from a story perspective, and also the overall message of this film, right? That's I really hate the overall message of this film, right? I'll go to that in a second.
Okay, but yeah, you basically get you get a twist that you could see a mile of fucking away, right?
Yeah.
And so it's and then this is oh, I guess that is what's the point of it? It's just why are you making him the villain or something? It's just kind of dumb. But hold on, it's just
William has left the set. He is going to go get some lube. He is
okay. What are you talking?
He is
what are you saying? What are you saying?
What
are you saying?
When he was back, he has put the lube.
I was always here. When did I ever leave? Oh my god! What the fuck? This better not be the fucking. No, I'm not gonna say anything. But anyway, so
yes, continue.
after it's revealed that he's the twist villain, which is stupid as shit. But and he blows them up, right? And you get this thing with Sabina and Elena, and then now earlier Elena had lost her mentor, right? And then this is it's you have her on the bedside of Sabina, and then she kind of also she really bawls her eyes out here. She just cries. It's now, if this was a thing where they established that there was actually some actual care between these two, then I've been yeah, I get you crying over the fact that you don't want to lose someone else that you've just you've grown to care about, but you don't get anything with that. There's just the team just joins up and they just work together. That's it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like you don't get anything for like how like you don't get like maybe like a whole ice and fire situation between Sabina and Elena. Not Elena. God, I keep saying that. Jane. Sabina and Jane. Right?
Yeah.
Who like those two their characters are set up for conflict. And they could have like had that conflict. You have Elena as mediator, and then you could probably have it so that Jane and Sabina like start learning to kind of work together and appreciate each other, that kind of thing, and then like they could have been friends at some point, like you kind of see it, and then she would cry over like having thought she lost her friend. That would have made better sense, but they don't do that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like we have these characters who are archetypes, where you don't utilize their archetypes, you don't utilize their a potential conflict between each other, so they can grow and learn to care for each other, and then you have a scene where she shows like, oh, I care, like she's crying over the fact that her friend is like possibly on her deathbed, and then it's like, I don't believe that you care, these tears just come out of nowhere for me. It's just so odd for it to see like your character like this when I don't believe that you would actually care about her,
Yeah.
Which is also the thing, because besides from the convoluted plot, you got these you got a potential with these characters. Like I didn't mind the cast here. With Kristen Stewart, Naomi Scott, and Ella Balinska, right? These they actually had some chemistry between each other, right? But you don't utilize their characters in a way that would make me care for these characters, and it's just kind of like it's like, okay, sure. It's like you don't get character conflict, character resolution, or anything like that. You get plot resolution, I suppose, because Elena did lose her mentor when trying to protect. Wait, did I say Elena again? It's Jane. Jane loses her mentor. Jane is distraught that she lost her mentor to the assassin Hodak, and then so. There's a resolution where she defeats the assassin, and wins. But then it's like that's a plot resolution. You don't get much of an internal conflict with that either, because it's a sad moment when she loses her mentor. I didn't feel it at the moment because he just came in for 5 minutes, but you could have had it so that she's kind of mulling over it, and then because he died, and because things went wrong, maybe she becomes more. She becomes more withdrawn, more on by the books, and that would grate with Sabina's wild and rebellious nature, and then that's when you would have Elena kind of like try to calm the two down. You learn that not Elena. God, I keep saying that. You learn that Jane is like very like then you have a moment where maybe like Jane's character kind of shows her emotion, kind of breaks down a little bit, after like saying, she's the only person who really saw me for what it was or whatever. I don't know, something like that, right? And then that could have been used as a kind of understanding between Sabina and Jane, and then that's when it's like then Jane is like, I don't know, there's a compromise or whatever or something, I don't know, and then then the care is shown. Then I could have believed, that Jane actually cared about like Sabina. That's the thing, because you don't get that.
Yeah.
You don't get anything, and then it's just like, then that plot resolution probably would have been a lot better, But then it's like you don't really get it. You don't get any character. You don't get character arcs. You get plot resolution, but but the plot is so convoluted in the first place.
Yeah.
That it's just like, I don't. It's a mess. The story's a mess, and I don't care.
Yeah.
If the characters are a lot better, then probably I would have cared, and I wouldn't have minded the whole convolutedness of the plot to begin with, if they actually used these characters well.
Yeah.
And it's just like.
Yeah. Yeah, in relationship to the plot, that's also a problem. Is the film's message, right? Because this is definitely a movie about woman empowerment, right? It was like, I'm fine with that. I have nothing against women, right? We don't hate women, right? Right?
No, yeah.
We just hate Final Fantasy VII's remake, right?
Yeah, we just hate Final Fantasy VII, yeah.
Yeah. So here's my problem with the movie and the message of this film is that it tries to say that women can do anything, which is fine, right? That's a fine in Hollywood. But the problem is the way that they execute it, right? I'm gonna give a good example of a movie that does do woman empowerment well, Wonder Woman, right? Like that movie does it well, right? They show you how a woman goes against the world and all that stuff. But the problem with this movie, they try to make women as too perfect, as they have no flaws or anything. Or I also would like even Captain Marvel, which is even worse than Wonder Woman, still does the message better, right? Because the problem with this movie was the fact that they try to make that girls can do anything, right? Like I mean, which is fine, right? But the problem is they try to make like only they can do anything. Like guys, yeah, guys can't do anything. Like yeah, like males, boys, yeah, they're the worst. They fail at everything. They're the absolute worst. So when the plot came to reveal so when the twist in the movie tried to be like, oh, maybe it was Elizabeth Banks' character that is evil or whatever. It has no meaning because throughout the movie they clearly established that, oh yeah, women's, yeah, they're not evil, only men are evil, they're the worst, yada yada. So when the twist came that, oh no, it was actually Patrick Stewart's character that was evil, you don't feel anything from that from
Oh no, yeah, because
that.
it doesn't come as a surprise because the message is like, oh yeah, female empowerment, and then you see
which
this,
is yeah,
like,
which
okay,
you could do
she's
female
obviously not gonna be
empowerment, but the way that the film keeps presenting is message and theme, and that twist has no meaning or anything. Like that's the problem with the way how they present characters in this movie, is that with the way that they're trying to show how Mary was like, which is fine. If you want to show guys are evil, how women has to deal with male in the society or how they're hindered, right? You could do that. That's fine, right? But the problem is if you completely just only show male are completely evil and that only women are perfect, you're alienating the fans by watching movies to the point where, oh okay, wow, that's a really bad message. Because it was like even in Captain Marvel, right, which was a movie about women power, they at least showed that there are some people, women are evil. Like I think I don't know if you saw Captain Marvel, but it was like this evil.
I haven't.
This
But
okay,
you
well
can
in
say
Captain
it's
Marvel,
fine.
there's an evil girl on the bad guys team. So and whatever, right? There was one that was evil, right? But the problem is they don't. Is that all these challenges that they kept facing was really just so forced, or it had no real resolution, like the security guard guy that they faced. Like he was just evil. It was like okay, it was like he's just like this weird pervert guy, but they don't really show why he's this weird pervert guy who was like, or why he was going after what's her name
Talking about Elena.
Elena, right? Like he just does it, right? There's like no weird like, okay, well what's his deal, right? Like if you want to show him as this like power that they have to defeat, you need to establish like why, like besides for the fact that he's just the security guard, he literally does nothing to show why he's like this threat to them, right? Or like maybe we could have like a cutaway scene or something about his job or about how he mess up her job or whatever or something, but like he's they just clearly should have, oh yeah, he's just evil because he's a guy, he's a guy, he makes everyone uncomfortable, like clearly show why. Like they didn't do it, like I don't know, like maybe have like this cutaway scene like before we show him he's looking out at a porno mag or something to show that he just disregard women as objects or something like that, but he just does it, which they don't establish, like he just does it, which really tilted me with his character. It's like, oh yeah, he's just evil because he's evil. Like there's no reason to show why he's doing this, which really tilted me.
I mean, my thing is like, at least with the message of this movie, it's just like they don't do it effectively enough. They kind of say it, but they don't really show it a lot. Like they like in the beginning they kind of do, like with like Peter Fleming, like he has that whole thing with the whole discussion. Elena is going to like talking to Fleming, where she's saying, "Oh yeah, we can't put this product out to market. It could still cause seizures, right? And stuff like that. It could kill people."
Yeah.
And then you got Peter Fleming's character who is like, he does this whole hand touching thing or does this disregard thing. It's just like, and it's just like it's this like subtle way to kind of like show like he's like, oh yeah, I don't care what you say, that kind of thing, right? Just go along with what I'm saying. And it's just like, if we had a more focus on stuff like that, where they like if you could have used Elena as the vehicle, as like she's the one who's powerless, or
make down. Her us, so we could view everything that's going on around the setting up the world.
Like for Elena, she could have been the the every woman in this case, right? And then we could have understand how like sometimes men in power, are just like just jerks, right?
Yeah.
And then and followed through that, and then here's my thing too. Like I kind of wished like with Elena, like she's pushed to go to someone else, in this case Charlie's Angels, or like the Townsend Agency as they're called here. And it's like I wish there was like they showed you the reason why she went to them in the first place, rather than just tell you. Because the thing is, earlier, like, this is also my thing, because like a lot of this movie is, again, they just tell you, but they don't really show you anything. I wish they had a moment with Elena where they where she's working on the experiment. They're like, it's like, okay, just like this is another test, and then her like she tells us this before, like when she's having a conversation with her boss. But I wish we were shown like they're using the device, then the device, something goes wrong, and then the device kills or not kills. But yeah, maybe kills.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Kills. Yeah, it kills. Yeah.
Well, let's say
that's fine.
It kills one of her colleagues, and then Fleming is aware of this. Like he was there when that happened, and then he still pushed on and still like used his power over, and then it's like, oh yeah, then I would understand that Elena felt powerless at that moment, that it went through, that he claims all the credit and stuff, and then and then she has nowhere to turn to. She's got to talk to everybody. Maybe like you're not told like, oh, I already made a report, I did this. If you had her go to someone and say, look, something's wrong here, it's like we have to stop. It's like, and then and then they're like, no one cared, everyone disregarded her. Then that would have been the thing, show that she had no one to turn to, and then I would have believed that her going to the Townsend Agency would have been a lot better. Right, because it's her thing. It's like it's her responsibility to make sure that it doesn't hurt anyone else.
Yeah.
And then that's why then it would have been like a thing where she like, oh, but I like later on she's seeing everyone else do it, like the whole the whole spy thing, and then she's like, but I want to do something. It's my fault this is happening. Let me do something. That would have been. Then I would have accepted that as her being more involved in the plot, but in the movie they just kind of like, oh no, you can just do it, just join us, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, it's like, sure, you could have given her like this moment of empowerment and it would have been fine, and I would have loved it, right? But the way they do it in the movie is basically there's a debriefing, and then she has this moment where she's like, oh, let me be a part of this mission. Because it's like, for so long I have been powerless, and then, I want to be able to do something. And they're like, oh no, you can do it, right? It's like, it's whatever. It's just follow our lead or whatever. It's like, I would have accepted it more if it was like, what do you call it? Like if they showed like she was powerless, then that moment would have like helped. Because in the film they just kind of brush it off, and it's just like it really is like what's supposed to be an empowerment moment for her is then reversed into like a joke.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you making this a joke when this like technically could be a powerful moment for her character, just like to have found like strength within herself to be able to do something, or to just actually say that she wants to do it, when earlier she would have been like, she always accepted, like she reluctantly just put herself to the side and just let everyone steamroll over her and stuff, right? That could have been an empowering moment, but then they just brush it off, make it as a joke, and it's like, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because it's like a lot of the statements that they do, they just tell you about female empowerment. It's like, oh yeah, girls can do anything, and they just tell you, but they don't really show you. At least what should have been done through Elena's character, have her come in, like into her own, and then she would have been like, then it's like, oh yeah, it's like I believe I can actually do this, Then that would have been like, oh, you root for her to be able to do something like this, But it's just kind of it's wasted. Yeah. It's just like a lot of this is more tell, don't show, when it should have been show.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the whole the MacGuffin device they have to chase orders. It literally could have said they've done anything. Like, they don't show this device being used. Like, they show it on the one guy, but they don't even use it or what they said is intended. He just gets like a shockwave from it. So literally they could have just said this. Oh yeah, this device it creates death. It creates the coronavirus. And
oh my god.
We gotta shoehorn current events here somehow. Besides for the fact that we're talking about Final Fantasy VII remake, we gotta date this somehow, right? The problem is
you could just end it with like, just wash your hands, man. Just do it.
Yeah, no, just wash your hands. Yeah, we should remember to wash our hands after this.
God.
Yeah, but the problem is also that the device that the MacGuffin device is that it doesn't do. They just say the device, like, there's no threat. Like, he just says, oh yeah, it creates seizures, but we never get to see like it ever actually do it. They just say it, which makes it so that there's the problem is they never like we don't even get like a scene. Like, we get like a scene earlier in the movie when she's working on it, and we see like a actual example of it actually creating the seizure. Yeah, then we know that there's a threat in this movie. Like, oh, well, I was like, oh man, like then we know that the device. Oh, okay, oh man, this device is very evil. Then I was like, now there's a stake, but they just say it. They're just like say, oh yeah, it creates a seizure. Like, okay.
No, Austin, I will tell you. Because I'm not sure if you remember this, and I don't blame you, because honestly, the movie kind of like, it's a jumble in my head too. But they did show this device killing somebody.
They did.
You know.
I remember when the security guard guy gets shocked by it, but it was more a shockwave than the actual device going off. I remember
it wasn't a shockwave. I mean, the shockwave came from the device.
Oh, did it? Yeah, but it wasn't actually the device functioning, wasn't it?
No, it was the device functioning. Oh, she says it herself. Elena's
okay.
like, yeah, Elena, like, here's also my thing. I'll just mention with the scene real quick, because like the guy falls down dead, and they're like, and Elena's like, oh god, did I kill him? They're like, nah, you didn't kill him. They're actually rather blasé about his death.
Dude, the worst thing, they're just casually just talking about people dying.
You really don't care about people dying. You're just like the most.
Yeah, and also
there's
another scene I got that was really told to me earlier. It was when Jane, where the fuck
Jane,
yeah, she has to knock some guy out, and she just casually admits to probably killing him. Like, yeah, he'll wake up. Or maybe, and then she just laughs it off. That's what really told her, like, wow.
Yeah.
Look, this guy is really just a random person. It's not like he was working for the village. He's just like a random dude trying to get food, and then she literally just casually admits to killing him for no reason. Like, okay, yeah, we just.
Oh yeah, the security guards at the rock quarry. Yeah, that was his thing.
Oh yeah. Like, the problem with this movie,
really don't care for human lives.
These characters are really terrible. They just go around doing stuff with no repercussions. Like, it's like, oh yeah, we just casually kill people. You know, it's whatever. That's part of the job. You can do that because women can casually kill people with no repercussion. Apparently,
it's just like they're so blasé about killing other people, and usually it's just like. I'm like, what? Do you guys not have a heart like that? Like, the thing is, there's these people who work at the rock quarry who are supposed to take watch over, like, you know, make sure nobody does anything, I guess.
Yeah,
and to my understanding, they look like actual. Yeah,
random civilians.
Like, to me, they look like they seem to be like actual civilians, and so it's like, you guys really are blasé about killing civilians, aren't you? Mm-hmm. It's like, if it was, I mean, I guess they could have been the enemy, but they never really say it. They're wearing different like uniforms compared to like everyone else. They're wearing what looks like a company uniform rather than like evil businessman suits. So I'm like, wow, you just killed some. You just potentially just threw a guy. And
these characters are actually terrible if you think about it. They're just
in that regard, it's kind of bad.
Yeah, there's the problem with these movies. Like I want to like these characters, but they don't do anything to make me like them or like. So the only thing I got from this movie is that just randomly, it's okay for you to casually kill people.
No, yeah, it's like you don't get any character development. You get character archetypes who just banter.
Yeah,
and then it's like, oh yeah,
and casually kill people.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like, okay.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I guess that's
so a lot of it is like there's not really a lot of setup or payoff anyway. It's just like, it's annoying.
Yeah, that's what the thing that got me about this movie. Yeah, Besides from the fact that the message of this movie isn't really isn't really there and everything. Mm-hmm. And
like they tell you the message, and it's just like, I kind of roll my eyes at it. He's just like, just don't tell me, don't show me this. Just show me to the characters, but don't just tell me or just
they
do
just say
a
that
montage where it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like then it would have been a lot better, but it's like if they just had the thing with, like I said, with Elena, where she's like, oh, meek and powerless, she grows into her own, and she wants to become an agent at the end of it, then that's fine. I would like some character conflict where she's like with Sabina and Jane and Elena being an intermediary to at least allow for these characters to grow and like each other, and to be to befriend each other through the conflict that they've been through. But they're already just kind of friends in the beginning, and then it's just like, okay, whatever. Then you get then if that's the case, then you have to rely on the plot, but the plot's so convoluted, and it's actually it goes from action scene to action scene to action scene, and it's just like it's just like it's not fun.
Yeah.
And it's just rather bland. And it's like, okay, I'm waiting for this movie to end, and it's just like the movie has potential. This is what I say with usually a lot of these other movies that we watch. But this one is just it's frustrating. This one is frustrating in that
I really didn't like
they don't
this
do
film.
anything, especially because like I like the cast, I like the main cast, but they don't use them right or well. It's just like, like I want to like the movie, but they don't really use the cast to their full effect. They don't use the characters to their full effect, and you got the plot that's so convoluted. It's just it boggles my mind at the end of it, and it's just like I don't care. Just let the movie end at this point.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating.
Yeah, that's how I felt watching this. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna say that's my thoughts on the movie. That's I'm gonna a rating, I guess, 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I would give it 4 or 5 as well.
Yeah. That's just like it's just a shame. To me, it honestly is a shame to see this movie. I want to like the movie, but they don't really. I mean, I'm just gonna be reiterating at this point. You know what I want to say. It's just it just saddens me.
Also, it didn't help that before this movie premiered, Elizabeth Banks said was saying some really controversial thing about this movie, right?
Was she?
Yeah, she was saying that no one is watching these movies because guys don't support it. I was like, but when you actually watch the movie, you would find out why guy won't support this movie.
Yeah, they kind of pretty much blatantly kill just guys, I guess. So
yeah, like this movie is just disregards guys in general. She was like, yeah, why don't you guys support this movie? I was like, okay. I was like, all right, Elizabeth Banks, I'm not a shimp. All right, don't try to ship me into watching your movie. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, by the way, that's gonna be the title for this spoiler, guys. Don't ship me into watching your movie.
Jesus fuck, dude.
Right.
But but I mean, you know what? No, I'm gonna end it there. It's fine.
Okay, we're gonna end it there. All right, cool. Hey, stay tuned tomorrow for the next installment of my Final Fantasy VII rant, 7 remake rant.
That's the only thing everyone's looking forward to.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. All right. Thanks for listening. Coronavirus is still a thing when this is being recorded. Wash your hands.
Jesus. Okay. There you go. That's how you put it in, Austin. That's how you get it in there.
That's how I get it in. Just throw it all the way at the end.
Exactly.
To be fair, I've been putting coronavirus into all the video description every time I upload a SPOILERCAST. Have you been reading the description?
No, not yet.
Hold on, go read the description. Hold on, let's do it. Let's get this live on air. The description of William reading this.
I mean, you say it's live on air, but you're gonna plug it in. And it's just like it's gonna be weeks later, and it's not gonna be technically live anymore.
Hey, we'll get your live reaction now. All right. Okay, William is unzipping his pants.
I'm not. Shut the. Why are you making? Why? Why are you doing this? Oh my god.
Right. He's typing into his
address. Okay, stop it.
He's clicking on the first video he sees.
I'm looking at the mummy. That's what I'm looking at.
I don't remember the description for the mummy. That's the worst part. Oh.
We talk about how the coronavirus wasn't a thing when they were making the Dark Universe of the Mummy. Okay.
Literally every SPOILERCAST description, I just been forcing coronavirus in.
God damn, dude.
Hey, hey, the
We're talking
Dracula.
about what life was like before the coronavirus in 2014 and talking about Dracula Untold. Wow, you really are putting it in there.
Yeah, I'm really putting it in there. They all been having the coronavirus. I'm just putting it in.
God, dude, that's fucking funny.
Look at Call Out of Space real quick.
Yeah, talk about the meteorite that fell into Austin's backyard that Marion because the coronavirus. Really, really, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. That's it. All right, we're ending it like this. That's how we're ending it. All right. See you guys next time. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Oh god.